Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer this honestly. Do you actually know if you have enough money saved to retire comfortably? Not just a number in an account, but enough to last 25, maybe 30 years. If that question made you shift in your seat even a little, this video is for you. Here's the uncomfortable truth that no one in the financial industry wants to say out loud. Most hardworking people over 40 are quietly bleeding their retirement savings through mistakes they don't even know they're making. Not because they're bad with money, not because they don't care, but because nobody ever taught them these 7 specific things. According to a 2023 Federal Reserve report, nearly 40% of Americans nearing retirement age say they are not on track. And among those who think they are fine, a significant portion are unknowingly making at least 3 of the 7 mistakes I'm going to show you today. So stay with me, because what you learn in the next 8 minutes could literally add tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars back into your retirement. Mistake number 1, ignoring inflation, the silent thief in the room. Here's a number I want you to remember: 3. That's the average annual inflation rate over the last century. Sounds small, right? Almost harmless. But here's what 3% actually does to your money. A $50,000 annual budget today to live the same life will cost you over $90,000 per year in 20 years. Let that land for a second. The groceries, the utilities, the medications, the travel you've dreamed about, nearly double the cost. Most people plan for retirement with today's prices in their head. That is a catastrophic miscalculation. And if you think keeping your money in a savings account or CDs will solve this, those interest rates rarely outpace inflation. You're not growing your money, you're slowly, quietly losing it. Use a retirement calculator that builds in a 3 to 4% annual inflation assumption. Make sure at least a portion of your portfolio is in assets historically proven to outpace inflation, like diversified equities, real estate investment trusts, or inflation-protected bonds. Tips: talk to a fee-only financial advisor about building an inflation-resilient income plan. Mistake number 2, paying fees you don't know exist. Pull out your 401k or investment account statement right now. After this video, look it up. Find the expense ratio on your funds, because if that number is 1% or higher, you are leaving a fortune on the table over your lifetime. Here's the math. A 1% annual fee on a $200,000 portfolio over 20 years does not cost you $2,000 a year. It costs you over $65,000 in lost compounding growth. A Vanguard study found that just switching from a 1% fee fund to a 0.1% index fund can mean $500,000 more at retirement for some investors. You wouldn't hand a stranger $65,000 in cash, but that's exactly what high fees are quietly doing to you every single decade. Audit every investment account you own. Look for expense ratios, advisory fees, and 12b-1 fees. Move to low-cost index funds where appropriate. Many top funds charge as little as 0.03 to 0.10%. Use free tools like FeeX or your broker's fund comparison tool to see exactly what you're paying. Mistake number 3, claiming Social Security too early. This one stings because it feels like the right move in the moment. You turn 62, Social Security is available. You think, I've been paying into this my whole life, I'm taking it. Completely understandable. But here's the cold reality. Claiming at 62 instead of 70 can permanently reduce your monthly benefit by as much as 32%. And if you live into your 80s, which statistically there's a very real chance you will have permanently locked yourself into a lower income for decades. Every year you delay claiming Social Security past full retirement age, your benefit grows by 8%. That is a guaranteed 8% return. Show me any other investment that does that. Visit SSA.gov and use the official benefits estimator. Run the numbers for claiming at 62, 66, and 70. Factor in your health, your spouse's benefits, and your other income sources. For many people, bridging the gap with other savings while delaying Social Security is the single best financial move they can make. Mistake number 4, massively underestimating healthcare costs. Fidelity's annual retiree healthcare costs study estimated that the average 65-year-old couple will need $315,000 in after-tax savings just to cover healthcare costs in retirement. Not housing, not food, not travel, just healthcare. And that number does not include long-term care. 1 year in a private nursing home now averages over $100,000. A few years in memory care, that can wipe out an entire nest egg. Healthcare is the single biggest wild card in retirement planning, and most people have budgeted almost nothing for it. If you have a high-deductible health plan, maximize your health savings account immediately. It's triple tax-advantaged and rolls over every year. Explore long-term care insurance before age 60, when premiums are most affordable. Build a separate healthcare emergency fund that is never touched for anything else. Mistake number 5. Blindly following the 4% rule. You've probably heard this rule. Withdraw 4% of your savings each year and it'll last 30 years. This rule was developed in the 1990s when interest rates were higher and lifespans were shorter. The problem? Morningstar researchers now suggest a safer starting withdrawal rate might be closer to 3.3% for today's retirees. If you withdraw 4% in a down market early in retirement, what researchers call sequence of returns risk, you could permanently damage your portfolio before it ever gets a chance to recover. Retiring in 2008 on a fixed 4% withdrawal rate would have been financially catastrophic for millions. The rule is a starting point, not a law of nature. Build a flexible withdrawal strategy. In down market years, pull from cash or bonds, not equities. Consider a bucket strategy with 1 to 2 years of expenses in cash, 3 to 10 years in bonds, and long-term growth in stocks. Work with a financial planner to model multiple market scenarios before you retire. Mistake number 6. Ignoring the tax time bomb in your 401k. That $500,000 sitting in your traditional 401k or IRA, you haven't actually saved $500,000 for retirement. You've saved $500,000 minus whatever tax bracket you'll be in when you withdraw it. Here's where it gets worse. At age 73, the IRS forces you to take required minimum distributions, RMDs, from these accounts, whether you need the money or not. And if your account has grown significantly, those forced withdrawals could push you into a higher tax bracket, increase your Medicare premiums, and even make more of your Social Security taxable. You don't have a retirement savings problem. You might have a tax time bomb quietly ticking in your portfolio, and most people have no plan to defuse it. Consider strategic Roth conversions in years when your income is lower, moving money from a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA at today's tax rate to avoid potentially higher future rates. A qualified tax professional or CPA who specializes in retirement planning can map out a multi-year tax minimization strategy that could save you 6 figures over your retirement lifetime. Mistake number 7. Having no written retirement income plan. A survey by the Employee Benefit Institute found that people who have a written financial plan consistently save more, retire earlier, and feel significantly more confident about their financial future, yet less than 1/3 of Americans have one. I have a rough idea in my head is not a retirement plan. A real plan maps out every income source: Social Security, pension, 401k, IRA, rental income, part-time work, month by month. It accounts for inflation, healthcare, emergencies, and the very real possibility that one of you in a couple will outlive the other by a decade or more. Would you build a house without blueprints? Would you fly to a city you've never been to without directions? So why are you attempting the most financially complex chapter of your life with nothing written down? Start your written plan this week. Even a simple spreadsheet is a powerful first step. Include all projected income sources, estimated annual expenses adjusted for inflation, a Social Security strategy, a healthcare cost estimate, and an estate plan overview. Then take that draft to a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor for a professional review. The cost of one good planning session pays for itself 1,000-fold. Listen, I'm not sharing these 7 mistakes to scare you. I'm sharing them because the window to fix them is open right now. Every one of these mistakes is reversible, but only if you act. You've worked too hard, you've given too much, you've sacrificed too many years to let hidden fees, bad timing, or the absence of a plan rob you of the retirement you've earned.
So here's what I want you to do right now. Before you close this video, pick just one mistake from this list, just one, and take one concrete action on it this week, not next month, this week. If this video gave you even one powerful idea, hit the like button right now. It helps more people in your situation find this content. And subscribe, because every week I bring you clear, no-nonsense financial guidance designed specifically for people over 40 who are serious about building a retirement they can actually afford to enjoy. You've got this. Start today.